You're listening to the City World Radio Network. High-definition digital radio broadcasting from the city to the world. www.cityworldradio.com.
Chirp about it. Wanna know what's on your mind? Yeah. Chirp about it. Every Tuesday night. Tonight we have Melba breaking it down. That's what's going on.
Woo-hoo. Chirp About It is. Good evening, New York City. Greetings to the world. You're tuned in to Chirp About It Live, and I am your host, Pat Sainville. We're broadcasting on the City World Radio Network in the great city of Manhattan, folks. Great city! And the inn is right. We have a spectacular show for you tonight. We have a lovely, lovely, lovely young lady in the house. She owns a very fine restaurant up in Harlem, and she goes by the name of Miss Melba Wilson. Welcome.
Hey.
I love the opening song.
Thank you, Melba.
Oh, my God. And who knew that you sang, Patrick?
It's got a little falsetto on it.
Poquito, just a little bit. Well, welcome, Melba. I'm really excited to have you on the show. So, folks, sit tight. We're going to hear a lot from Miss Wilson, Melba Wilson, in just a little bit, pretty much on the second half of the show. But you certainly will be hearing her chirp about it in just a little bit. So, also, if you'd like to call in with your New York moments, thoughts, or opinions, or if you have any questions for the panel, please call 646-690-2976. 646-690-2976. Please call in to chirp about it. We'd love to hear from you. All right, before I begin with our local topics, I will send out my condolences and prayers to the 157 people who have passed away this past weekend from this Ethiopian airline flight. I don't know what happened, but something happened, and every single person on that flight died, lost their life.
So a lot of airports are grounding these Boeing planes now.
Yeah.
Because several of these accidents have happened
Has
in
happened,
quick
correct.
succession, which is not a good sign.
Not a
for
good
that
sign.
make.
In fact, I
the
think
most
this
popular
is the
airplanes.
second one within under a year. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's troublesome because, we all fly at some point or another, whether it's international.
I hate
or,
flying.
I do too, but, at some point you need to. I mean, I have a son in California. I can't take a horsey out there, so I have to get on a plane.
You could,
but it's just scary. It really, I could horsey, huh? It really is scary to hear these types of news come out because we have family, we have friends. I mean, you just never know when you may lose someone.
Flying is kind of cool. I kind of like flying.
You like
it?
being in the air.
Flying is kind of
good.
cool.
It's kind of cool.
All right. Well, again, I'd like to my prayers and my condolences go out to the families.
Yeah.
157 lives. Can you believe that? 8 of those lives were American. It doesn't matter where you're from.
2 of them were brothers,
They're
too.
lives. So that
Brothers
really
from
sucks.
America.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that. All right. Let's talk about this. A person I'd like to talk about because I was not on the air last week when he had this interview with Miss Gayle King. We're going to talk about R. Kelly today a little bit. How about that, Ian? I'm changing it up.
I have an opinion of
because
him.
I do have an opinion, and we weren't on the air. We're on the air only once a week, so which that is going to change as well. So, what was up with that performance? Please feel free, Melba. I'd like to hear you chirp about that. I'm sure you have.
I want to hear what the fellas have to say about that.
Yeah, so my opinion is that he's kind of a manipulative person who takes advantage of people. I don't want to say rapist, but maybe he's done some terrible things over the course of his life. Dave Chappelle had a great skit talking about how this man urinated on a young woman,
a 14-year-old girl, not even a woman, a 14-year-old
girl.
kid.
Kid,
A kid.
not a woman. Yeah,
Pedophile.
freak.
Let's call him out, pedophile. Well, allegedly. So we'll see. I mean, there's supposedly there's a lot of proof out there. So we're going to see what happened. What really bothered me is there's 2 young ladies, nice-looking young ladies, and they seem pretty smart to me. They came out and they were defending this man, and they're his living girlfriends? That's what really bothered me.
Yeah, that's a
I
little
find that
creepy.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, man. I don't know. That doesn't fly with me. I know some fellas, I'll have 2, 3 wives, 500 wives. I'm not interested in that. No. Not living under the same roof. I find that to be very disgusting. And these girls are young. 23 and the other's 21. What the hell do
21?
they really know?
How old is R. Kelly
about
now?
life at that point.
Right.
I think that a lot of times women become engulfed with being around the superstar.
That's right.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes, especially kids, they overlook and they don't know any
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
They really, really don't.
No, that's
Yeah.
What
right.
do you know at 21?
Yeah.
But you don't know that you don't know
Exactly.
until
You
that
don't
number's
know.
doubled.
That's
until
great. I
you've
like
lived
that.
a bit.
Good
Yeah.
point. Good
That
point.
is a good point. That's a really good point. I mean, listen, he's R. Kelly, hit songs. I love this guy's songs. No question
He
about
had
it.
that whole series. I'm in the closet.
Yeah.
Stuck in the closet and walking out of the closet.
Trapped in the closet.
Speaking of an R.
I mean,
Kelly
it was a big
song,
deal, man.
so New York City Mayor De Blasio is getting some heat because supposedly on Sunday, this past Sunday, he was at a church in South Carolina, and he was actually jamming to "I Believe I Can Fly." He was jamming, he's clapping, and whatever, carrying on in the church. So now people are really hammering on this on Mayor De Blasio. What do you think about that?
I was surprised that the church was even up there singing.
There
the
you
song.
go.
Oh, good point.
You see,
You
Melba,
know?
that's the point I was getting
I
to.
was blown
That's actually
away when I watched
very
that. I'm
smart.
like, how could
Right.
church folk
Right.
sit up in the church with the wings going
Right.
up in the air
Right.
talking about "I Believe I Can Fly" when you know what R. Kelly has done to our community?
Now, let me ask you. First of all, that was my point. In fact, I mean, why are they mad at Mayor De Blasio, and who made the decision to even play this song by this man? But my question is there something really wrong with playing R. Kelly songs? I mean, he's an artist.
Okay, so now we open up an interesting
Yes,
topic
that's
because
the
we can
point.
go into Michael
That's-
Jackson.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Good- Well,
Yeah,
based
let's
on
go
what he's
into it.
done with himself, but
I mean, that's just
Unfortunately-
my thoughts.
yeah.
on
Well,
these
fortunately
things.
or unfortunately, his catalog, like when you listen to a great song from a great artist, forget about what they've done. Sometimes you have a good moment. Sometimes you can associate that song away
Yes.
from the person
Yes,
to a
the-
great moment.
The essence is about the essence of the song, not
Yeah.
necessarily the
Like
person.
Thriller.
It's bigger than
The whole album.
I mean,
And-
should people really stop listening to R. Kelly? So that's what I'm just asking.
No, I mean remix
I mean,
to
should
Ignition
radio
when that comes
stations
on. you
stop
know.
playing his music.
As a woman, I'm uncomfortable
You're
Okay.
okay.
listening to R. Kelly songs.
You are.
what about
That's
Michael
fair.
Jackson?
Really am.
Mi- Billy-
Well, Michael Jackson, I don't think that there's proof out there yet of the whole
Okay.
Michael
Yeah, it hasn't been proven.
Jackson.
Right.
If you recall, those
Mm-hmm.
two young boys said that it never happened.
right in the
And
the
there's
case.
a backstory
This is a big one.
with that. We all know that there's
Right.
a backstory.
Right.
Yeah.
These kids, these two boys wanted to produce the Cirque du Soleil piece,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But
Now all of a
now they're
sudden,
grown men,
Right.
Who have said that like, they were in love with him, and they said, like, we're just saying this because we were in love with
MJ.
Okay.
So it's a crazy beast.
And from what I understand, there is proof of text messages
From
that were sent between both boys and one of the boys and his mom.
Ooh,
Saying,
boy.
like-
saying what?
You know, that they were making all of this stuff up.
Oh,
So-
they're
Man, I want to see
conspiring.
those
Yeah.
texts.
So,
But I don't-
dun,
you know,
dun,
yeah, that's true. You know, when you're rich and famous, you really have to be careful as well.
You totally do.
You totally have to be careful.
well, Michael Jackson famous is even higher than
yeah.
R. Kelly.
No,
famous.
oh, no question.
Michael Jackson famous.
No
is,
question.
You know,
That level of superstar, you know.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
Almost
Well,
godlike,
that's
you know.
not what R.
he's
Kelly said. I just
he's
found
the
that.
biggest
Deity.
celebrity in the
That's
world.
right.
Yeah.
MJ.
Michael
Don't
Jackson.
we
Even his
don't we
name is
miss
still-
him? Don't
Oh,
we miss
we sure
Michael
do.
Jackson?
I mean, look,
I can't get into
Billie
this.
Jean
Oh,
is
my
still
God.
funky, and I'm still gonna dance to it. I don't care.
Billie Jean is still funky.
It's still funky,
Also,
yeah.
Quincy Jones. Wait, let's think about Quincy Jones here. 'Cause
Quincy
he helped
Jones,
bring,
there we go.
You know, no Michael Jackson without Quincy Jones.
That's
So-
true.
Stay
All
with
right,
me.
I'm just going to cover one more topic. We're going to talk about mental health. You see, speaking of Mayor de Blasio, his wife, Charlene McRae, who's in charge of an organization or program called Thrive NYC, and is responsible for taking care of the mentally ill in New York City. And, you know, she was on a show earlier this last week, in fact, and she was questioned because many folks believe that she's mismanaging, or she has mismanaged $850 million. So the question, you know, for me, I think this issue is becoming a big problem here in New York City because it's day in and day out. I'm beginning to see more and more homeless and more mentally mentally challenged people. I honestly believe that we're having a big problem, and it's actually scary. You know, you have people.
Why is it scary?
You have people pepper spraying people. You have people
Yes.
slashing your face. You have people pushing you on the subway, off the subway platform. You have people pushing you in front of vehicles, moving vehicles. That's scary, man.
Well, okay, those are scary moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just also a group, like, that's not the entire group of people who need help, who don't have the ability
I don't know who
to get
you
help.
are, my friend. I'm afraid. Listen, if I didn't know you, I'd watch my back too. I'm not saying
Me? Look at me?
Listen, I'm just saying in general.
scary to you?
No. Of course, Ian, you're my
Okay,
favorite.
okay.
I'm just saying we don't know who we're next to, who's close to us. Period.
No.
And especially
That
out
is
in
true.
public.
Somebody
yes,
could
yes.
just
That's true,
snap.
Patrick.
You don't know.
Especially out in public.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. I always hold on to a railing or don't get close to the subway.
No,
The
it's
car
just,
rolls
it's
in.
just crazy
Being
across
serious
the
about
board.
it.
I mean, again, they just caught this, I guess this transgender person, whatever, 2 days ago, pepper spraying.
Just
walking
random
around. Well,
people?
She had a problem with white people, so are you
wow.
white? And she would pepper spray you and so on and so ridiculous.
So,
You know, so I don't
terrorism
know where it
to a
begins.
small degree.
Charlene McCrae, you know, I'm going to reach out to you because I'd like to have you on the show to have this discussion. Because, again, I have friends, I have family who are out in public. I take the subways all over the place.
Same.
And I'm afraid, you know. I really cherish my life, and I cherish every single one of you in your life as well, and my family. So I just want to know what's going on. We need to work on that.
But do we
what's your
think
take?
that the numbers have increased? The
That's
number
what I'm
of
curious
incidents have increased within the last maybe 2 years?
I think so. What do you say?
We got to look at it.
What's your chirp on that, Melba?
You want to hear my little birdie chirp on
Let's
that?
do it. Yeah. And then we're going to do what we do best, and just after that.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, I truly believe that the political climate lends itself to us being angrier and people feeling that you can get out and harm other people and
Correct.
say rude things and do hurtful things to each other, which is a very, very sad time that we're living in.
You're right about
I think when
that.
you have a leader that sort of endorses this type of behavior, I think other people find it easier to do so.
so. I would agree.
Literal name calling from the president. I'm saying it. I feel like our president name calls.
He does.
Totally.
He's childish.
He says he's a man of the economy. He doesn't know the last name of the CEO of one of the most profitable companies in the history of mankind.
Yes,
mankind.
he does. He knows his name.
he knows.
His name is Apple.
His name is Mr. Apple. God damn.
Wait, but did
Sorry.
you see when he said he didn't call him Apple?
He's like, I said
he said
Cook.
he called him Tom Cook Apple.
Tom Cook Apple.
So what was hilarious
Tim
was
Apple.
on MSNBC.
Oh, yeah.
They
Apples and
slowed
oranges.
the tape down.
He didn't say Cook. He didn't say Cook. And still, he has supporters saying fake news. It's all made up.
Yeah.
It's all made up.
You know, wake up, libtards, you snowflakes. No, how about you finish your education? Go back to school or something.
That's right.
Cook-
All right.
You know,
Look, some of my best friends are apples. Okay.
Oh, I love it. The fun begins already. All right, with that, Tom, I think it's about that time to do what we do best. What do you say, Ian?
Chirp about it.
Liven up the show.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, folks,
Oh,
these
yeah.
comments you're about to hear are real comments from real New Yorkers. Your mothers, your brothers, your sex partners, your train conductors, your Melba Wilsons. All right, Preston, give us some of that, too. Then, Ian, take it away. Go ahead. Yep.
All right. Melba's Restaurant.
All right, let's do it.
Fantastic brunch.
Oh.
Melba's is a great taste of Harlem. This is Riley from Hell's Kitchen. I don't
wow,
know if
look
you've
at
met
that.
Riley.
Hey,
Straight out the
Riley.
gate. Straight up.
Mama got a
Straight
fried
out the
chicken
gate.
leg for you.
Read that chirp again.
Uh,
You caught me by surprise. with
Melba's
that.
Restaurant. Fantastic brunch. Melba's is a great taste of Harlem.
Woo, I love that. That's right.
That's
Harlem.
Hell's Kitchen. Riley.
All right, Riley. Well, we like that chirp. Keep them coming. That's
Hey,
Melba.
Riley.
Here we go. We have Melba right here on the show. We're going
Thank
to hear
you,
a lot
Riley
from her.
Pooh.
She's going to be chirping about it tonight. I'll tell you that
Show
much.
yourself, Riley.
Oh, all right. With that, Miss Wilson, Melba Wilson, welcome to Chirp About It. And do you have a chirp that you'd like to read?
I am so happy to be here. So my chirp is Melba's Restaurant is a gem. The fried chicken is really good. The mac and cheese is definitely worth chirping about.
Woo!
And that's Anna from Brooklyn.
Anna. Yeah, shout out to
Thank you,
Anna.
Anna, question for you, my love. Do you like hot sauce on that fried chicken, girl?
Anna, call in with that. All
I
right,
sure
call in
do.
with that answer.
I sure do.
646-690-2976. Thank you for that chirp, Anna. We love them. Keep them coming. ChirpAboutIt.com. All right, with that, Ian Bamberger, what do you have?
Oh, yeah. This is Kate from Soho. Did I just take the extra extra long way through Penn Station just to hit 10,000 stops? Absolutely. Thanks, Fitbit.
Fitbit.
So,
Okay.
yeah, working it. What's up, kid? Doing a good job for yourself.
That Fitbit is that watch.
It's on the Apple Watch, right?
Yeah, that
It's not an
reminds
Apple
me.
Watch, is it?
No,
I have no idea.
No, it's not an Apple Watch. But you just reminded me, Kate from Soho, that I have to recharge my Fitbit. Thank you for the reminder.
This is crazy. What's a Fitbit?
Oh, it's so cool. So a Fitbit is a device that you put on your wrist, and it measures how many steps you take.
Oh, okay.
And I try to do 10,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at charging things, so I
Yeah,
haven't
it didn't
recharged
happen.
mine. Yeah,
Well, you got to charge it.
I
Didn't
gotcha.
take what she went. She went around Penn Station. Took the
She
extra
said
long.
she
So
took
cool.
the extra long way.
I love that.
All right, I love it. All right, well, thanks for that chirp.
Yeah,
Keep
good
them
job,
coming.
Kate.
All right, Melba, what do you have to chirp about?
Okay, this chirp is from Scott from Greenpoint. And Scott
nice.
says, I came with my party of 6, and Melba made us feel right at home. Unlike lots of other well-known New York City restaurants, hashtag I love Melba's.
That's right.
NYC.
Love it,
Yes.
love it, love it. We all love
Scott,
Melba's.
thank you. We are your home away from home, and don't you ever chicken loving finger forget it.
I gotta go there with my
Oh,
wife.
she's chirping about it like a
Harlem
chicken. I love
represent.
it.
All
Chirping,
the
baby.
represent.
Chicken, I know I'm right at home.
I love it. Oh, I love Melba on the show already. Right? Oh, man, I love it.
No,
Come
it's
on,
All
y'all speaking my chirping language.
That's
what
right.
you talking
My
about?
chirping language. You heard that? I love it. All right, Ian, let's do one more round of chirps.
I'm getting hungry talking about chicken. Is this crazy? I'm getting hungry. But I'll eat later. Okay. This is a Dia from Queens Flushing, or Flushing, Queens. The bus arrival app by the MTA is getting less accurate. Did the Russians hack the system as they did as the election? You know what? You know how diabolical that would be? To screw with our transportation? If the Russians did that, well then, damn, we're at war right now.
We're at war. Yeah.
Really? Like, think of everyone trying to go to work.
That's a clever chirp. What's the
Woo!
chirper, by the way?
Adia from Flushing, Queens.
Idea. I like that chirp. See, New York City's
kind
are
of terror.
thinking. Huh? They're thinkers.
You're thinking too deep, Adia. Be careful, because who knows who's going to come for you at night. The KGB, the old KGB might be
All right.
making their way out.
All right, what do we have? We have one more chirp from Melba.
Speaking of Russians, anybody got a black Russian over here? Time for a little cocktail.
I've been down for that.
With a chicken.
Okay, with a chicken.
With a chicken wing.
Right. So this next chirp comes from Barry from Bronxville. There's only one city where the pigeons expect you to step aside. Hashtag NYC.
NYC.
Hashtag only in NY.
For real.
No,
Some of
even
them are
our
big.
What's your take on that?
I think that my guy Barry is right. Even the pigeons here in New York City have attitudes. Hey,
we
but
all
what's
have
wrong with a little
attitude.
too?
It's the New York swag, huh?
That's
Hell
right.
yeah, hell
Pigeons have a New York swag. I like
Step
that.
aside.
Step
This is my
aside.
house.
That's my house.
Speaking of
And
New
I-
York animals.
And I
oh,
live here.
yeah, damn right. I was at Nostrand Station A stop waiting to go back into Manhattan. And I see this gigantic rat missing its back leg, just like
Oh, my, are you serious?
coming through, yeah,
Wow.
and like going through all these
Oh,
like
poor
empty
rat.
beer bottles and stuff. Finds like a small crust of pizza, walks right back into the abyss of the subway.
That's a classic New York
No
story.
leg, no leg.
No
This
leg.
rat's like,
Ian, how big was it?
okay, so like we could use a banana for scale, but for real, I'd say like 8 inches, like not a foot, but an 8-inch rat. Like it's gonna be more than like 1 pound, a few pounds right there.
Wow.
Could be a good meal, but we're not eating any rats here.
Whoa, speaking of rats.
Bigger and bigger.
Sorry, I'm crazy. I'm losing.
You're not
I'm
going to
losing my
believe
mind.
this. Speaking of rats, I have a rat chirp right here in front of me from Nancy from the Upper East Side. And you know what Nancy chirps? She says, shout out to all rats. Rats are saved in Germany. Here in New York, they're poisoned and killed.
Yeah,
It's
wait.
us humans who've taken over their wonderful wild spaces. Hashtag animal welfare activists. Wow, what an interesting.
Oh, we
chirp.
have to have her call in. I also,
Wow.
yeah. There's a response.
Well, before you go on,
Sorry.
2 weeks
breathe.
ago there was this huge rat. And speaking of, Melba just actually asked, how big is the rat? There was this big fat rat in Germany who was actually saved. I don't know. Did you read it? Did you hear about that? Yeah, it was all over
I
the
don't know what
papers.
this is about.
A rat in Germany. Rats in Germany are saved, and the fire department came out, and he was stuck between a sewer. Did you hear about that story, Frank? No. It's interesting, and I guess this is what Nancy's alluding to.
Nancy lets them running out of her house.
Right.
And she protests and just takes a day off from work as
Yeah.
opposed to Sunday, I'll be happy to respond.
Or we can send all of our rats over to Germany. How about
Yeah.
that?
Look at that, huh? Now
There's
we're talking
there's
about
no
rats.
city in Germany the size of New York,
Well,
right? So
interesting.
Yeah,
Well, that's an
having-
interesting chirp.
Totally
Lindsay.
in,
Do you
maybe.
think they need a visa?
oh man, a rat visa.
A rat visa. Oh, we're talking about rats on the chicken
Please.
show. All right, we have one more chirp.
Yeah, I got one.
All right, let's do it. Then we'll take a break.
I've got Charles from the Bronx. Let's see what's up, Charles. Okay, overheard. Thinking about a move to L.A. You're dead to me. Who does that? So this is Charles probably listening to someone on the train. Yeah. L.A.
Who
Oh,
does that, huh? Who
does
leaves
that?
New York?
I've had
LA.
2 friends move to L.A.
What do you say, Melba? Would you leave New York and move to L.A.?
You know, I love the changing of the seasons. It
too.
gives me a chance to change my energy, to change my wardrobe, and to wear boots in the snow. There's no snow, Charles, in L.A.
That's right. You're dead to me. Who does that?
What's Christmas without
Overheard.
snow?
I
What's
heard
Christmas
It did
without
snow
the
in
snow?
L.A. recently.
That's a good
though.
line. That's a good song line.
I heard it did snow in L.A. or Las Vegas or like something.
Somewhere
West Coast.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
around
really?
the West Coast. Yeah.
All right. Do we have one more chirp, or that's it? Anyone want to do one more chirp before we take a break? Melba.
Okay.
She likes chirping.
Okay,
All right, let's
you
do it.
got it, you got
You're
it.
the guest.
You got it. Even if one shoebox apartment cost an arm, leg, and a guarantor, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else other than New York. Would you?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Hashtag I love New York City. That's from Ariana, Upper West Side.
I love it. Ariana, thank you for that chirp.
Is
Don't we
it
all
Mrs.
love New
Grande?
York City?
We do.
Huh?
We do.
Love it. All right, with that, anyone? Any
I
more?
think that's it.
All right, folks, that was our round of tropes. Hope you enjoyed. To hear more comments, please go onto my website, chirpaboutit.com, and share your New York moments, thoughts, or opinions. We'd love to hear from you. With that, we're going to take a very nice break by Mr. Ian Bamberger and come
Thank you,
back
sir.
and speak with our lovely guest, Melba Wilson. Yeah.
All right, so before I hit it with the song, I'm going to play a cover tonight. I want to thank Melba for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
And, yeah, I look forward to eating
Happy
at
to
your
come
restaurant.
downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bringing it downtown.
Bringing it uptown, downtown.
Downtown. Yeah, I've got a show tomorrow night as well at the Bitter End, which is right outside of Washington Square Park, 9:30. I hope to see you there. Yeah, it's dropping some new music soon. Tonight I'm going to play Love Me 2 Times by The Doors.
Ooh, okay.
An old jam.
Ian Bamberger, folks. Chirp About It Live.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm gone away. But love me 2 times, babe. Last me up through the week. Love me 2 times. I'm gone away. Loved me 1 time, yeah, could not speak. 1 time, babe, you know my knees got weak. But love me 2 times, girl, last me up through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Oh, right now. Loved me 1 time, yeah, could not speak. 1 time, babe, you know my knees got weak. But love me 2 times, girl, last me up through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 2 times, babe. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm going away. But love me 2 times, babe. Last me out through the week. Love me 2 times. I'm going away. Love me 2 times. I'm going away. Love me 2 times. I'm going away. Yeah.
Woohoo! Ian Bamberger, folks!
yeah.
Ian Bamberger! We'll be right back!
The Doors, baby.
Oh, love me 2 times.
Hi, folks. This is Ed Lemo. Who is Ed Lemo and why should I listen? Ed Lemo is an attorney that is unique in that he gives consumers good, solid information about the law that will help protect them against irresponsible drivers, landowners, and doctors and hospitals who are negligent and cause you harm. Ed Lemo has been representing individuals against insurance companies since 1984. Ed Lemo limits his practice to accident, injury, and medical malpractice claims. You can find out more about me at my website at www.lemolaw.com. That's www.lemolaw.com, or you can reach me at 646-522-9082. So if you're injured in an accident or a victim of malpractice and you need a trial attorney who has experience in the courtroom and gets results, call Ed Lemo at 646-522-9082, or you can reach me at edwardlemo@yahoo.com. Or you can go to my website for further information, www.lemolaw.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you.
All right. Ed Lemo, personal injury attorney. Great one. So please check him out through his website, edwardlemo.com. edwardlemo.com. lemolaw.com. Also, this show is brought to you by Chirpin' Chickens. So for tonight's dinner, tonight's meal, please go on to chirpinchickens.com, download their app for a 5% discount. Just mention the show, Chirp About It Live, all right, for a huge discount. We're also brought to you by Accordia Shipping. For all of your shipping needs, please go on to accordiashipping.com. They ship anywhere from a pencil to cars to containers to whatever. All right,
Nice.
just go onto their website and just mention again, Chirp About It Live for a huge discount. They'll take care of you, no question. Ian Bamberger, what a song!
Oh man, you got to thank
Love
Jim
me
Morrison
2
for
times,
that.
Love me 2 times. You know what? I love you 10 times.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that
baby.
you make me blush.
Oh yeah.
make me blush.
But hold on. Melba's customers loves her 1,000,000 times.
Oh yes, damn right.
With that,
Oh,
Damn
you
right.
were great. We
Thank
got
you,
a
Melba.
lot of feedback on that, taping you.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for allowing us to go live with Ian.
Ian Bamberger,
Thank
he's
you, Melba.
wonderful,
He's
and he's
great.
playing tomorrow. Oh yeah,
At the Bitter End?
Bitter End,
What time is that?
9:30.
9:30.
Oh
9:30.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Melba, welcome to Chirp About It Live, young lady. How
Thank
are
you
you?
for having me,
Oh,
Patrick.
my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I hope you're having a good time.
I'm having a ridiculous amount of fun.
Are you having
Seriously.
fun? Are you having fun
I am
chirping like a chicken?
totally having fun. Didn't know what to expect, but I'm having a great time.
Yeah,
And I love
yeah.
the little chirping on the microphone.
Oh, you like it? Yeah, a little microphone, huh? We need to
little
show
That's
that.
the king of
Yeah.
Chirp About It right
That's
there.
so
Yeah,
cool.
Chirp About It. Yeah, baby. All right, well, remember, we're here to shed some light on you tonight.
Okay.
All right, tonight you're the star. You're always a star in my eyes. Beautiful black woman, entrepreneur from New York, born, bred, and buttered
Breaker 19.
in Harlem, in New York City, huh?
That's right.
Harlem.
Ain't that? Hand clap for that,
Yes,
huh?
Harlem.
Born,
Harlem.
bred, and buttered. That kind of sounds sexy, though.
Harlem in the house.
That's good.
You gotta copyright
Toast.
that.
It's a
Wait.
pun on Melba toast.
Yeah.
Born, bread, and
No, I know. I get it.
a little corny,
little
but it works.
buttered. I like that. A little
Thank
buttered.
Hey, it's
So,
cool.
I mean,
Patrick,
there's so much to talk about. Go ahead, Preston.
I was gonna say I'm from Harlem too, so I gotta represent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Preston
wow.
in the house.
Fist bump,
Represent.
fist bump.
That's right. All right, well, let's talk about you. You're doing so much. You know, you're also not only a restaurateur, you also have a cookbook out.
I do.
And you're also a president Huh?
Madame President.
Madame Presidente.
Yes.
So we're going to talk
like
a lot
that.
about that. You actually took over for Doug Gabrielle from Rosa Mexicana.
Yes, Doug
All right, well, let's get to Melba's first. Melba's Restaurant. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Well, just like myself, Melba's is born, bred, and buttered in Harlem. I was former partners with Robert De Niro and Drew Nearparent, and worked at Sylvia's Restaurant for many, many years, and fell in love with making people happy through food. To me, food is a common denominator. It kind of brings people together.
Yeah.
Food doesn't care what your religion is, what your background is. Food just it's a unifier, and that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to open up in a neighborhood that I'm born and raised in,
And buttered in.
and that I so love. But I also wanted to employ people from my community.
Nice.
I purposely opened up on what was then a most notorious drug block, which is 114th and 8th Avenue. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to give kids an opportunity to make choices in life, and to see that you could choose that choice, but you can also choose this choice. That there are options in life, and what better way to do that than to lead by example. So as of right now, we employ about 32 people.
Nice.
90% of them are from the Harlem community. When I started off with money that I saved under my mattress. You see, my family, they're from South Carolina. And I grew up with my mother taking my father's check, or him giving it to her. Yeah, maybe she took it. I don't know.
She took it.
She took it. That's my mom. She took it. And she would take a little just-in-case money and put it under the mattress. So when I started working, I did the same thing.
That's where the habit
every Friday.
started.
Right. You know, we emulate our parents oftentimes.
Yeah.
So I would take money and put it under the mattress, under the mattress. I was on a flight one day, and a flight attendant said, in case of an emergency, put on your mask first. And I realized that, you know, I was married at the time, taking care of my ex-husband's career, taking care of my son, which, of course, I love doing. But I didn't want to wake up one day and go, what about me?
What about you? Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to look under the mattress and see how much money I had saved up. I figured it may have been $10,000, $20,000.
How much was it?
Well, I started counting and counting and counting. It was a little over $300,000.
Wow. Seriously?
It was a little over $300,000. Seriously. Now, it wasn't until I started counting that I started getting nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I hope no one comes in here and robs me or steals my money. You know, when you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
And that's how I opened up Melba's.
My goodness.
With $1 and a dream.
What a story.
What a
And your
true
mom.
story.
And you didn't gamble. You didn't gamble with
Well,
the
I did.
dollar.
I gambled on me.
You gambled on you.
Yeah.
I like
That's real
that.
deep.
I gambled on me. And I
Well
knew
said.
that I wasn't going to let me down.
Well said. I
So-
like that.
And your mom instilled that into you.
She
That
did.
whole thing.
My mom, my grandmother, my father, definitely.
It's amazing.
And I also saw the beauty in Harlem way back when. And you can attest to that. You know, back in the day, Harlem wasn't a place. Nobody wanted to be
Nobody
there.
wanted to be there.
Not necessarily. Harlem was cool. Right?
Well, it was
cool.
different.
It was different.
You know, it was
but,
different. You know, as a child, I used to like that. You know, summer vacations. You know, I had family
go
in
to
Harlem,
Harlem.
145th
or something like that,
Oh, yeah.
Amsterdam, and I used to spend some summers
Oh, great.
in Harlem.
Great.
So you know, Harlem is different, no question about
It's
it.
definitely different,
It's
without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, it's gentrified.
So, what do you think about that? You just led right into my next question. What do you think about the
It's a question I get
gentrification?
asked a lot. As long as the beauty of Harlem is able to be maintained, it's okay with me. What hurts me is when the rents are too damn high.
Yeah.
And the people that were there through the tough times can no longer afford to be there. The mom and pop
Well,
stores.
that's the problem. Yeah.
That's the problem of gentrification.
Yeah.
So on one end, it's great because, of course, the revenue in my business is gone, you know, through the roof.
Through the roof. Yeah.
But then when I look at my fellow local businesses
they're gone.
that can no longer afford to be there because of the big box stores that are coming in.
Yeah, you have these.
So it's a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged
So
sword.
speaking of the double-edged sword, Amazon was going to come into Long Island
Long
City.
Island City.
And the people of Long Island City said, no, and Amazon pulled out. So that's a double-edged sword because if Amazon comes in, money
They'll
is.
create
But the
jobs.
governor's
Amazing.
The governor's crying over that. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, please come back, please come."
Well,
How do you
he's
guys? What do
thinking
you
about
guys
the
think
numbers.
about that? What do you guys think about
The
that?
studio I just recorded my EP at, they were going to have to leave
Wow.
Yeah.
if Amazon came in because they can't afford rent. So you know what? For musicians out there,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you know, I'm happy about that.
It seems like
Amazon's going to come in.
It seems like New York City, all over New York City, this problem is occurring. You know,
It
every
is.
single neighborhood. You have Dumbo as well, Long Island City, Soho. They're just attacking all over New York City. The Bronx right now
Oh,
is
that's the
they're
next hot
attacking the
box,
Bronx.
But
So
Brooklyn
this-
definitely.
Brooklyn,
Oh yeah.
So I have to say, I live in Bed-Stuy, and I used to hear about Bed-Stuy like 15 years ago,
Right.
and I'd be like, I would never.
You would never.
I would
right,
not.
right.
I would not be living there 15 years ago. And
Right.
I'm not trying to sound like crazy, but like I
Yeah, well,
moved in. And
the good thing is it does
It's
bring
changed.
outsiders. It does bring change. Yes,
Yeah.
It
change.
does.
You know,
Which is good.
Which is good.
Very good.
Which is good. Speaking about Brooklyn, is there a Melba's in the forecast for Brooklyn?
You know, I love Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Before I opened up Melba's in Harlem, not many people know this.
Don't chirp about it.
I'm going to chirp
Say
about
what?
it. That's right.
Mm.
I was looking in Brooklyn,
No
Oh, cool.
way.
Yes.
Very cool.
and there was a spot that I was in love with.
And she chirped about it.
Yeah, yeah. And so you guys are the first ones to hear it here.
What area? What part?
It was a place that was called Sheila's back in the day.
Wait, I think-
Decal, Ben.
Oh, Decal. Okay,
I
yeah,
think-
like the
I
Fort
think
Greene
Sheila's
area
still
over
there.
there.
No, Sheila's is no. I think it became the Buttercup Lounge. It became a few different places.
Right, right.
But I loved that corner. I like corner spaces, and I was in love with that
Clinton
space.
Hill area.
I was in love with it, and
Oh,
Yeah.
she wasn't ready at the time to turn it over.
Wow.
Oh,
But
wow.
that-
Is that
that
the
was my
reason why
first love.
you ended up Melba's ended up on 114th Street?
It is, but I do believe that everything that happens for a
Of
reason.
course. Yeah, well,
and
you're
Harlem
from
is
there.
home. Harlem
That's
is where
right,
the
it's
heart
home.
is, so.
Home.
But I do
Be a
get a
great
lot of
song,
people
man.
that come through the bridge,
Yeah.
through the bridge, and
The
over the
bridge,
tunnel,
the Brooklyn
under
Bridge,
the
and
tunnel.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
I
good
love
that,
Brooklyn.
It's good that Melba's in Harlem is a true success.
Thank you.
And you can just expand into Brooklyn. You know,
Yeah,
you'll
I
get the
would love
Brooklyn
that.
love Melba's.
And I love Brooklyn.
That's right.
It's a love affair.
So I think they're gonna be we're gonna get a Melba's in Brooklyn. I think sometime.
Yeah.
Never know.
You never know,
There you go.
huh?
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So what is it about Melba's that stands out? Because there are a few other soul food spots. I won't name them. I guess
Right.
we know the names, but what is it about Melba's that stands out? Oh, I guess among the rest.
Well, first of all, I don't think anyone else has beat Bobby Flay, the Iron Chef Bobby Flay. So I'm going to pat myself on the back about that one. But I did slay the Flay with my Southern Fried Chicken and eggnog waffles.
slay the flag.
Let's talk about that.
Let's
chirp about that.
Oh, let's chirp about that. That was an amazing moment. You know, so Food Network called up, and I thought I was doing something called Started Here First. And we all know chicken and waffles, contrary to popular belief, started in Harlem,
Did.
not in L.A. Yeah, started in
Oh,
Harlem.
history
Wells.
lesson.
Wells.
Started in
You
Harlem.
remember Wells back in the day?
That's right. That's
Well.
right. Wells back in the day. And I do a Southern Fried Chicken with an eggnog waffle because everything's better with eggnog, right? And they were doing a piece on it. So I'm doing a demo. All of a sudden, Bobby Flay walks in. And, oh, naive me, how nice Bobby Flay came in to watch me do my demo. And then he goes, Melba, are you ready for a throwdown? A what? This doesn't happen in Harlem. It doesn't happen to big-eyed, brown big butt girls like me. Yes, it did.
And it did.
And he came in and we did a throwdown. And
Yeah.
the rest is history.
I love it.
You know who won, right?
Of course, I know.
Come
who
on
won.
now.
Melba won.
Definitely. So that really put us on the map a lot because it was played all around the world, and it still is
Yeah.
played around the world. And then from there, came a bunch of other television offers and television shows. And I'm always humbled because we don't have a publicist. We don't have a marketing person. It's all word of mouth.
Interesting.
Cool.
Now, is this? I'm going to assume this is by choice.
Well, I
Because-
made a promise to myself that I would take my advertising budget when I open and give it back to the community.
Wow. And that's exactly what you've
and
been
that's
doing.
and that's what I've
you've
done.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've
Beautiful.
just recently, within the last month, decided to go with a publicist for some other things that we're doing.
Yeah.
but
you're a
Val
queen.
Inc.
You are a queen, young lady.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
a queen.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you're on the show at the right time because we are celebrating International Women's Month. So you are an exceptional woman.
Oh, thank
yes.
you,
So
Patrick.
I'm really happy to have you on the show at this time of the year. No question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it
yeah.
takes a team.
It does, of course.
There's
yes.
nothing that I do alone.
Do you see?
I have an
you
amazing
look
team.
around me.
Yes.
Okay.
Takes a
It
village,
great
isn't that
team.
famous
It takes a
line?
team.
It takes a village,
Takes a
right?
village,
Takes
you
a
know.
village. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, it
definitely
takes a team,
village.
but you're really. I mean, hey, you're the head, so
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your book. All right, let's talk about your cookbook. Comfort food.
Definitely. So writing a cookbook was one of the hardest things I've ever done. OMG. I thought having the restaurant and a catering business, I thought that was it. However, one of my son's friend's parents approached me and said, Melba, have you ever thought about writing a cookbook? Yes. I've thought about it. That was it.
Yeah.
And she said, why don't you write a proposal? She goes, do you know what I do? I'm like, you're Eva's mom. And because when you have kids, you're no longer Melba
Right.
or Patrick.
Right.
You are your child's parent.
Parent.
So
Okay.
I'm Salif's mom.
Okay.
So I said to Laura, yeah, you're Eva's mom. She goes, however, I am also a literary agent. I think you writing a book would be a great idea. I said, you think so? We wrote a proposal, sent it out. Laura sent it out to 12 publishers. Laura Dale sent it out to 12 publishers, and we got 9 offers.
Wow.
We had 9
One
meetings.
shot.
9 meetings, pitch meetings, and got 9 offers.
Wow.
We ended up going with Simon & Schuster, Atria Books, and it was an amazing opportunity. I missed the first deadline. I thought, writing a book, you write your thoughts down. Oh, my God. It was, first of all, writing down 100 recipes.
I was going to say, how do you decide what recipes and where did you learn them? Are they yours or friends? Or
99% of the recipes were mine.
Beautiful.
However, I cook mainly from instinct.
Okay.
A dash of this, a dab of that, a little bit of this. Try writing all these recipes down.
Yeah.
Having someone test them out.
Oh, that's part of the whole process.
Oh my God,
It's got to be, yeah.
you can take one recipe and test it 10 times.
Yeah.
Or 15 times.
15 times, yes.
What's important is for the person that purchases your cookbook for them to make it as close as possible to the original.
Got it.
As they can. So, you cannot have a measurement that's off.
Yeah.
So that was the hardest thing for me. But it was great because I was able to test myself and challenge myself and push myself to the limit.
That's good. And that's what
Very
it's all
cool.
about.
Yeah.
So the book has been out now a couple of years.
It's been out 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes,
and can
yes.
be found.
Amazon.com, Barnes and
Nobles.
Noble, yeah, Books A Million, all of those good,
All
yummy
those good.
places.
So go out and support Melba Wilson's book.
And you can also buy it at
Comfort
Melba's
Food.
restaurant.
And you can also buy it at Melba's restaurant.
Yes.
Which, honestly, I have never been to, but you better rest assured I will be there this
Great.
weekend.
We look forward to having you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
You guys should come on
will.
Tuesday night for the music.
Well, maybe we broadcast live? Because we're on the
Sure
air.
can, and maybe
We're
Ian can
love
even
it.
do a song.
There
Next
we go.
Tuesday. I'd love to come and play next Tuesday,
do,
Melba.
do, do,
Love
we
to
do
have
we
you
get the
there.
boss's approval here?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
there we
man.
go. All right, there. That's
Melba,
that.
next Tuesday, I'll
See
do
how
that.
deals
Come
are
on.
done here?
Yeah,
You like that,
yeah.
huh? See how
Get the
deals are
golf
done?
course. Get the golf course.
I have an interesting question. Not just a deep question.
Yes.
Sylvia was your aunt.
She was.
Yeah.
So that was your mother's sister. To get it right?
No,
Or-
she was actually my cousin.
Cousin.
Her mother and my grandmother were cousins. So, but because when people are older than you, you call them aunt.
Got it.
By
Got it.
religion.
Yep.
You don't call someone by their first name. You call them aunt or uncle. So,
But I'm thinking because your life, your living is ingrained in food. I'm curious, like, what are some meals you remember that just felt like amazing and beautiful? Because your family, like, it's a big deal when you cook something and you bring a family together. Like, my family's very into Thanksgiving, and you spend all day
yeah.
cooking like a big feast, and it means a lot.
it does.
And there's a lot of love that goes into it. So I'm just curious, like, any meals that you remember that are just iconic?
Definitely.
In your life?
Well, there are a lot of meals, and you're right. There's a lot of love that goes into
Yeah.
cooking, but it's also bragging rights.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
also bragging rights.
Cool.
Like my Aunt Donna made the best pound cake, and she would let you know. So it was like a rite of passage.
Got it.
You know, it's definitely
Very
a lot
cool.
of love.
Yeah.
But don't be fooled. There's
Oh,
a
I
lot of
like
bragging
that.
rights.
I like
Miss
that.
Mary's
bragging
potato salad. Well, it's never potato. It's tater salad.
Yeah,
Tater
yeah.
salad.
Did you
Tater
taste
salad.
Mary's tater salad?
best.
Well, it's good, but Martha put her big foot in that tater salad.
That's right.
So cooking is definitely
That's
love, but
right.
there's politics in that food now.
Politics in that food.
Yeah. Who had the best mac and
Don't
cheese?
get it twisted.
Okay, who had the best mac and cheese? Because
And-
that's what. Yeah.
And how cheesy was
Ooh,
that?
boy.
Did you see the strings of the cheese when you picked up the fork?
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
bragging rights. There's politics
There's
in
politics
food.
in
Cool.
food. I like
Okay.
that. There's
Those I like-
politics in
Nice.
food. All
Don't
right.
get it twisted.
Yeah, I got you. That's
Let's-
so cool.
Let's
So
segue
cool.
into politics since you brought up that word. Because you're also, again, president of the Hospitality Alliance.
I am.
In
I
Harlem.
am.
So
I
let's
am.
talk about that, Miss Presidente.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the New York
Malvo.
City Hospitality Alliance is something that I am totally in love with. I'm immersed in the food and beverage industry. And what we do is we advocate on behalf of some of the city's top restaurants and nightclub ventures here. And we talk about rights for our members. We talk about laws that are going in the process of being approved. And so the organization has a little bit over 2,000 members. Some of our members own restaurants such as Nobu, Tribeca Grill, Lavo, Tao, Sylvia's, Melba's. And what's more important is that we're extremely diverse. So for me, to be involved with an organization like the New York City Hospitality Alliance gave me access. Gave me access to information. It gave me access to representation. And it gave me access to what was happening, what was coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
The restaurant business, as we know, is a predominantly male-dominated industry.
That's right.
So I am the first female president
Hand clap.
Right. There we go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
Hand
you.
clap, Miss President.
and the first person of color. However, what I love about us is we all come together for the goodness of the food and for the industry, because this industry, the food and beverage industry in New York, you know, we have over 25,000 eateries here in the city.
25,000.
And counting.
And counting. So, and you can imagine the amount of people that started out as a server, as a busboy, as a bartender, as a hostess. A lot of people, actors, a lot of musicians, Ian.
I would
You
say it's
know?
very tied into entertainment. You have a lot
Totally.
of clubs who serve food.
Totally. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in this industry for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
However, it's a great stepping stone to anything, because it teaches you how to interact with people, how to solve problems, and how to build confidence. So it's an industry that I am extremely in love with.
I love it.
And I'm very happy to be the president of the New York City Hospitality Alliance.
Can you imagine that?
All right.
You started at
I started at
data
Sylvia's.
entry
Yeah.
to owner to president.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just shows you that anything that we want to do, anything that we dream, we can achieve it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
But
your
always
message
humble.
for the young folks out here. Not even
Totally.
young folks, just people in general.
People in general.
There are people who just, dream big, but, they really don't know how to go about achieving
Yes.
their goals and their dreams.
Well, I always say invest in you, because
Invest
you
in
will
you.
never let you down.
Yeah.
You know.
Like you invested, you didn't invest, but you saved $300K on the mattress.
And then
Oh,
I
that's
invested,
damn cool.
and then
And
I
you
invested it in me.
You see that?
In me. And,
Beautiful.
and in my community.
Beautiful.
And shameless shout out, we are doing TAO, our annual event for the New York City Hospitality Alliance, April 8th at TAO downtown.
That's right.
So,
April 8th.
You can go online, nychospitalityalliance.com.
I love it.
Thank you.
Tell me about, number one, you have so many celebrities showing up at your place and talking so well about Melba's. One person I noticed, he seems like a regular there, DJ Khaled. What's up with that, huh? He loves it, huh?
And
We the best. Well, Melba's the best. Melba's the best.
He's
You gotta
made
get
a
him.
whole-
You gotta.
Oh, we love Khaled. First of all, I love the fact that Khaled never gave up.
You Do you know his
doesn't-
story? Because I know I know
he
him from
just-
Florida. And,
Yeah, but you know what? Khaled didn't give up. You know, he's not in his 20s or 30s. But
Right.
what I love, he didn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think that being a father,
He loves that
I think
kid.
he's teaching kids.
I didn't know he was a father.
Oh my
He
God,
loves that little
his son,
boy.
Assad is
Woo.
amazing. But being a father, I think he's brought, and I hope a lot of the fathers out there are gonna excuse me for saying this, but like, you know, I'm a divorced mom, and my son's father is not very much involved in his life, and a lot of my single friends, it's the same way, and I think Khaled has brought a certain pride about being a father again, and
Cool.
being in your child's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cool, and it's the
He
thing to
makes
do.
it cool. Yeah, he parades
does.
that child
He
all over
does.
the place.
He does,
You know?
and he loves his
He
child.
loves, yes. He loves. God forbid. That's all I'm going to say. He loves.
He loves his child, and he's a
Well,
great,
just like any parent
yeah,
should.
Yeah, and he's a great father.
Yeah.
He truly, truly is.
Yeah.
And Nicole, you know, she's amazing as a mom as well.
So they're true friends of yours.
Yeah.
But we're not talking now. You don't only have Khaled who comes over to your place.
Now we have a
You
lot of
have-
people. We have Tyler, the creator. We comes in a lot.
Great musician.
Did you have Jay-Z and Beyonce at your place?
Jay-Z, Prince used to come. Yeah, we've got a
Prince.
lot of great.
Prince.
We've got a lot of great
God
people.
rest his soul.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. Yeah.
I mean,
Katy
Jesus.
Perry is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just so kind. Nick Cannon. Yeah.
You get them all. He should get some more, you know?
One of my favorite, Thanksgiving Day. We're in the restaurant.
Are you open Thanksgiving Day?
It's my biggest day of the year.
Beautiful.
wow.
Beautiful.
One of my biggest days of the year. Smokey Robinson comes in.
Oh.
Smokey.
And can I just tell you, one of the nicest people I've ever met. He'd done a Thanksgiving Day parade, and he wanted to come to Melba's for dinner. Walked around the entire restaurant, he did. Shook everyone's hands, took pictures with people. And I'm like this, oh my God. Just the nicest, kindest person.
Well, your customers say the same about you.
Aw.
They talk about the hugs. You like to hug.
I am a hugger.
You are a hugger at
I
Melba's.
am a
Yes.
hugger.
I'm going to get one of
Yeah.
those hugs when I get
Yeah,
I
me
there.
got
too.
one waiting for you.
You
Don't
got
worry,
one.
got
All
you.
right,
I
yeah.
got you. I got you. Well, hugs to me are a wonderful, warm way
Warm, yeah.
of
yeah.
expressing and exchanging energy.
Yeah,
And I love when people walk in the door to know that I appreciate them.
that's right.
And
they
no better way to
appreciate
do
you.
that.
And they appreciate you.
Thank you.
Tell us
Patrick.
about Marcus Samuelson. Are you friends with him? Red
I'm
Rooster?
very good friends with Marcus.
Oh,
As
yeah.
a matter of fact, I wish
Is he is he listening to church? Is he listening to
he
it?
may be.
He may be.
Marcus.
Well, Marcus,
is,
we gotta get you on the
he's-
show.
He's phenomenal.
I've been to Marcus's place.
He's phenomenal. He's a dear friend. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you something. Marcus and I first met in
Look at that. Huh?
19. He says 93. I say 94. He's a lot wealthier than I am, so he's right. Okay, so let's say it's 93. But we were the only two people of color at the James Beard Awards,
Wow.
and we just linked up, and we were introduced by Drew Nearparent,
Mm-hmm.
who is the Michael Jordan of the restaurant industry, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I just ate at Marcus's restaurant
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Red Rooster.
I ate at I ate at Marcus B&P in Newark.
Ah.
And can I
okay.
tell you that food was, oh my God, finger licking good.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that food was amazing. I went to see Sherry Shepherd
Uh-huh.
and Lonnie Love and Adele Givens for Ladies Night Out, produced by Nene Leakes.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah, in
Look
Newark,
at
at NJ Pack.
that. I love it. See, they're both doing so well in Harlem, up in Harlem. You know,
Yeah.
Marcus had his place. Who opened first? Was it you or?
I
was it-
opened first.
opened
I
first,
opened
yeah.
15 years ago, and Marcus has been there probably almost 10. However, we do work on an amazing food festival
Mm-hmm.
called Harlem Eat Up.
I have to show up
okay.
at that.
When is
Oh,
that
you
coming out?
have
that?
to come.
Because I only
Yeah.
know 3 restaurants in Harlem, which is Melba's, Sylvia's, and Red Rooster.
Oh, there are so many. There are over 300 restaurants
Yeah.
in Harlem, so
Yeah.
you have to come up. You have to come up. But Harlem Eat Up is a food festival that showcases a lot of celebrity chefs downtown, and they pair them with celebrity chefs uptown.
Cool.
And we cook together. Like last year, I cooked with Andrew Zimmer.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was so, and you guys know Andrew, right? Ballhead, Bizarre Foods. Mm-hmm. So everybody was laughing because they were wondering, was it going to be rattlesnake? Is it going to be worm?
Yeah.
What's it going to be? It was neither. It was some really, really good stuff, though.
Nice. And are you posted up in Harlem Week when Harlem Week rolls around in August?
We love Harlem Week.
Yeah.
We come out and support. But the Harlem Eat Up Festival, what we do is there's something called the Stroll, where we have a DJ, and we have probably about 200 different eateries in Harlem, and you can taste samples. You pay $85. So you guys got to come and eat up.
Got to come and eat up. Well, I can probably, beef it up a little bit. What do you think? I'm coming to Melbourne.
I think you're fine the way you are.
Oh, I love it. All right, with that, I think we had a very, very fine show. The show has obviously come to an end. Melba, I'd like to thank you very, very much for coming on to Chirp About It Live. You were great.
Thank you.
You were great. And again, you have an invitation. I am starting not a new show. We're just extending the show onto a different station next couple of weeks, and I'd like to have you on The Answer. All right, great. AM 970 on The Answer. We're going to have Melba Wilson on that at that station for sure. All right, well, folks, that was our episode of Chirp About It. Hope you enjoyed. Please tune in next week, same time, same place. City World Radio Network, cityworldradio.com. Chirp About It Live. Ian, why don't you kind of take us out?
I feel something.
Thank you very much.
Come
and
on
also,
down
I can't forget my audience. How dare I? My audience and the people listening. Please continue to tune in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yep.
Come on down to Melba's restaurant. Have some good food for me and you. Melba's restaurant. Me and you have some good food.
Chicken and waffles.
Melba's restaurant, yeah.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Good. All right, good.
That was good. Thank you guys for having me.
So much
fun. That was a lot of fun.
It's hard to miss a day of work, but it's easy to spread influenza. Stay home if you get sick. It's the flu season. For more information on symptoms and treatment, visit mdhflu.com. Sponsored by the Minnesota Department of Health, aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association.